And that's been a theme throughout the day of helping people think differently.
Yeah.
Want to share a little bit about that?
Well, we know it as people in church know as a man thinks, so he is. And I've learned through frustration of many years in ministry is, bringing people to an altar is one thing. Getting people to altar is a whole different ballgame. And so, we believe in the preaching of God's word, the response, altars and hands up and all that. We still passionately believe all that, but that we think that's the open door of opportunity. That's not the deal done. And so from then, we see, well, that's the opportunity for us then to work with that person, to help them. I think it takes years to change behaviour, and years and generations to change lifestyle patterns of behaviour. My Pentecostal background is you put your hand on somebody's head and they're changed. My experience tells me that for 99 out of every 100 people, that isn't true. They have an encounter with God, which is the open door, but they need to learn new skills, and they need to learn how to deal with patterns of behaviour. And so we want to help them with that. And so it's been a journey for me as a preacher, as a leader, as a pastor, as a mentor, as a coach, to help people learn those new skills and get them to change their mind. And it's been frustrating at times, Mel, but it is worth it when you see somebody over a year or 2 years radically change because they've changed their thinking. And they say things like, I don't think about life the way I used to anymore. I have changed my mind. That's the most powerful testimony of all.
And that wasn't going to happen just by coming to church on a Sunday morning.
No, as good as that is.
As good a preacher as you are.
As good as the coffee is.
Best in all of Bolton.
As good as the donuts are, it just is enough. People come to church and they see lights and they see it's great atmosphere, and that keeps them for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
By third week they're bored with that. If there's not the life of God, if there's not the life of interaction and community and friendship, that's the thing that keeps people. And we've got to model that. We've got to nurture that. We've got to maintain a healthy church environment that's not just about an hour and a half on a Sunday, but is about 24/7. I always say the challenge of what we do is to change the culture of your home, not just to change the culture of our church.
Right.
So it's no good the church being generous if you're tight, and your kids know you're tight, and your wife knows you're tight. It's about the church being generous, and out of that we've learned how to be generous in our home, how to be. It's no good about learning forgiveness in church and not having that forgiveness at home. And so we want to export it. Yeah, it's great to come together to learn, but we want to export that, and it's all about downloads. It's all about dissemination of revelation and information, and getting people to change in their everyday life. And that's been a bit of my life's work over the last 10 years of trying to get that change of, so the change of my thinking as a leader, the change of my thinking as a pastor. I now don't judge success just on how many people are in church on a Sunday. I want to know how many people in a church on a Sunday, but it doesn't tell me everything I need to know.
Code of conduct for the King's Code.
Yeah, I want to know how much money was in the offering, but it doesn't tell me everything. And I think we've got to see health, stability and growth as a lot of wider issues than just how many people attend my services. You can build a church of hundreds just as a great preacher. You're changing nothing in and of itself. You're putting on a good talk for people that are interested, and it's just an echo chamber. That's all it is. It's an echo chamber. It's about getting our voice out of the echo chamber, getting our voice out into the world, and seeing, does it really work? When I was full-time in ministry for 17, 18 years, and then because of what I did at King's, I had to go back into secular employment for 5 years. And I remember the day I was driving to my job for stay, and I thought to myself, I hope everything I've preached over the last 17 years is going to work in the context of me being in full-time in a job in school. And what I want you to know after 5 years, everything I taught works. It works because it's about human beings. It's not about context, it's about humanity. And so being kind to people opens doors, treating people fairly, treating people with honesty and integrity. It works whether you're working in a school, working in a factory, working in a library, or you're senior pastor of a growing church.